On the last part of the unit on slope, we're going to cover slope as a rate of change. There's going to be a couple of word problems. We're going to let 2 to do in this video. So here we got a car that uses 3 gallons of gas for 50 miles. And I think when anybody reads that, they're probably going to go something like 3 divided by 50. But, you know, these word problems, pay attention to the units. The units do a lot of work for you. Put a G up there for gallons and an MI down there for meters. MI is for miles, M is for meters, so make it an MI. So 30 gallons for every 50 miles. Alright, so I've only read that. And that's probably a bad thing to do. Maybe I should have read through the whole thing. A car uses 3 gallons of gas for 50 miles in one trip. And it uses 9 gallons of gas for 140 miles on another trip. What's the average rate of change in miles per gallon? Okay, so I see another fraction. So in this first fraction I did 3 gallons over 50 miles. So gallons on top. So this one, 9 gallons for 140 miles. But you know what? If I can lose 9 gallons of gas for every 140 miles, it's also true that I could have 140 miles per 9 gallons. And that's probably the way we should end our answer, even if we didn't have this sentence right here, which told us that we want miles per gallon. Now, per means divide, so this means miles divided by gallons. So even though I was led to think that I wanted gallons on top because that was the order I read those in, really it was better to go with miles on top. Alright, so let's see. Scratch. Or better yet, let's just erase all this work right here, knowing that we are going to be using miles per gallon. So, okay. Alright, so remember this is slope as a rate of change. So the rate of change part is our units, miles per gallon. We're changing from, say, 50 miles per gallon to 140 miles per gallon. So we're going to treat this like slope, where my numerator, the top, is in miles. So my difference in miles is going to be 140 minus 50. And my denominator is going to be my difference in gallons. I want to match up. 140 went first. It was paired with 9 gallons. So 9 gallons needs to go first, and then 3 gallons second. So basically, I was looking at these 2 points, which started off with, let's see, the x-coordinate was the gallons of gas, and the y-coordinate was miles. So my 2 points were the 50, 3, and the 140, 9. And slope is your change in y over your change in x. In this case, change in gallons over change in miles. So my numerator evaluates to be 90, and my denominator 6, which is 15. Now let's not lose sight of the units all along. The numerator was in miles and the denominator in gallons. Bring that down. 15 miles per gallon. With these word problems, you tend to need that unit as part of your final answer. Okay, we got one more. It's going to be very similar. It does have a little bit extra there at the end, but it's kind of a cool problem. After 2 months, a bamboo plant was 1.75 inches tall. And after 8 months, the same plant was 12.4 inches tall. So we got 2 units here. We got months, a unit of time, and inches, a unit for height. Find the rate of change in terms of inches per month. Alright, so inches per month, that tells me what order I want my fractions in. Inches on top, per is divide, month is on bottom. Inches per month. Find the rate of change in inches per month, and then we'll cover this question in just 1 second. So my 2 points would be, let's see, my x-coordinate is in months, so time. I'm going to write a t for time, and my height is going to be my y. Now, if you want to use units instead of the t and the h, that's perfectly fine, but this is just a reminder for me. So 2 months, 1.75 inches tall. So 1 point is 2, comma, 1.75. And the other point is going to be 8 for 8 months and 12.4. So my change in y for my numerator is going to be 12.4 minus 1.75, and my change in x for my denominator is going to be 8 minus 2. Denominator is nice and easy. That's 6. And the numerator is going to be 10.65. And what do we have here? This is, so our units here are inches on top and months on bottom. So 10.65 inches per month. Now the reason they call it unit rate is when I actually go through the division here, the denominator becomes 1. So we punch that in our calculator, we're going to get 1.775 inches per month. That's a unit rate when it's per 1 month. So that is our answer to the first question. Now, at the end of 8 months, it's 12.4 inches tall. 8 months, 12.4 inches tall. And every month, I'm going to add in this 1.775. So I could just do that 1.775, add it in 4 times. But as we know, adding something 4 times is like multiplying it by 4. So if I take this number right here and add it to the height that we had at 8 months, then we would get a height after 12 months, or 1 year. So add these two together, and we would get 19.5 inches. So that's our prediction for the height after 1 year.